Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is Many a True Nerd, and welcome back to Skies of Arcadia, where last time we made our way here to Ixataka, where it turns out that Valuan has most definitely been causing some trouble, enslaving the locals to work in the Moonstone mines. So, right, probably best we put a stop to that nonsense. The slight complication being, yes, we've already run into Loco down here, and we know for a fact Alfonso was exiled to this territory as well, so, we may be somewhat walking into, yes, a rather large number of Valuan Admirals who all bloody hate me and have sworn revenge, so, right, let's mosey on in and see what we've got going on here today. And unfortunately, what we've got first is a gigantic, highly suspicious floor panel that there's no way for me to avoid or in any way go around. So, how about we just step onto that for a second and, would you believe, yes, that may have been not a very good idea. Okay, Iker at least has figured out what's going on. We did indeed step on a really large, obvious switch. And yes, indeed, as the camera just pans up a little bit, there we go! Our two favourite Admirals are in fact having a lovely chat together right now. Well, Loco, I've heard the air pirates have crossed the South Ocean and they're on their way here. And yes, I ran into them north of Horteka. They, narrowly escaped my flame cannon. Oh, Loco, that's a very generous interpretation of what just went down. And yes, well, fighting air pirates is a bit more difficult than burning down trees, but I guess you already know that. Vise was responsible for my demotion. I will make sure he suffers, and I will prove to the world that I am Valua's greatest admiral. Soon Galtian will be taking orders from me. I simply don't understand why someone as noble as myself is forced to take orders from anyone other than Empress Theodora herself. Well, Loco, I must be going. I have to exterminate some pests. And off he goes with a cloak swish to go with his hair flip because, oh, Alfonso, you're just magnificent. But unfortunately, yes, Loco is not impressed. Idiot, maybe you should have stared into the mirror a bit longer this morning. I think you have a hair out of place. And as for you, Vise, you damaged my precious chameleon, and you will pay for that. Oh yes, you will pay. The next time we meet will be the last. And would you believe, yes, that switch we stepped on, quite possibly, we shouldn't have stepped on it. So I wonder who that could be. And, yes, there is in fact a glass floor right here that lets him examine what's going on with the switch. And, oh dear. It turns out Loco knows we're inside his base. And, yes, this is a base that Loco built, meaning, let's just say, there's a fair few traps floating around. And as a result, downstairs, yes indeed, we're now trapped inside. The door is literally slammed shut behind us. We're not leaving that way, we need to find a new way out. So, yes, we're now trapped in here with two different admirals who both appear to know we're here and want us dead. And yes, back in control, there's literally nothing we can do. That shutter is just a shut for the time being. We have got no choice but to keep on keeping on. And, yes, indeed. We're kind of now trapped like rats in a maze. As I say, stuff's gonna get worse before it gets better, because every step we take, we end up more and more trapped. He's basically, you know, just slowly herding us in a direction of his choosing. There's just nowhere we could go aside from where Loco wants us to go. Still, that doesn't mean, Vise, we're not here for the shutter. Alright, we are here to try and get... There's definitely a cham around here somewhere, Vise. I know there is. There we go, one cham for Cupel. Can we evolve him so he's no longer a cone? The answer is no, he's still a cone. Anyway, keep on keeping on because, yes, we're now in a dungeon, meaning there's going to be random events, random attacks, etc., etc. But, yes, let's just say that's the least of our worries in this place because... as I said in the Temple of Pirin, from this point onwards, every dungeon's got its own thing going on, its own gimmick, its own unique mechanics, and in this case, yes, the problem with this dungeon is it's an absolute cocking troll dungeon. And part of the trick is, yes, tied to the minecarts and tracks we saw a moment ago, though this lovely first chappie here, working like, you know, down in the scrapyard or whatever, he can give us a bit of helpful advice, so a man named Loco made this mine. It's filled with nasty traps. There's trapdoors all over the place. Remember, a circle doesn't always mean the right way. If you can see below, look down. If there's a mining cart, it'll come back here. So alright, just mosey up in the right direction and keep what we just heard in mind. Because, yes, this is a dungeon that will very happily dump you straight back at the start here. So, like the guy was saying, a circle doesn't necessarily mean it's the right way to go. And if you don't go the right way, let's just step on a circle right here. There we flipping go. You get dumped in a minecart and literally shipped straight back to that starting room. So, if you're not paying attention, like, you step on the wrong spot or whatnot, yeah, you're straight back to the beginning. So, you're gonna be wanting to watch out for those. So yes, on this occasion, X is the right solution, but, it's not always going to be. Sometimes, it's just going to be not what you expect unless you're really cocky paying attention. So, keep on keeping on. Welcome to Loco's Dungeon of Nightmares. It's going to be great fun, I'm sure. So, yes indeed, just keep on keeping on. And the best way to figure it out often is, yeah, look for a path. Like on this occasion, the correct solution cannot be circle, because there is no route of circles that lead to the other side. So naturally, we're just going from X to X, and there we go, we cross over, no trouble. So, yes indeed. Probably seems pretty simple so far, but let's just say things are going to get worse before they get better, because, yes, if you just look down here, this place is an absolute cocking maze, and when I say look down here, looking down like the guy was suggesting is in fact very, very important indeed, because, yes, this is how you figure out whether you're about to be dumped into a cocking minecart or not. Because if you can see a minecart down below, that means walking over that panel is going to dump you into a minecart. After all, on this occasion, yes, every tile is in fact a triangle, so you can't figure it out based on shape. It's not just always X's. You've got to, yes, look down and figure it out for yourself. So on this occasion, yes, there is not a lovely minecart underneath this one, so that'll be the way to go, though, okay, there's like a load of alternate routes too. I'm just going to check all the side routes, because bloody hell, I cannot remember how to navigate this location. So, right, that's an elevator. We'll be using that later. Right now, it does not have power, if I recall correctly. So, yes, indeed, we've also got a handful of other bits and pieces, but we're still an X-Attacker, so, yeah, great deal of green floating around, nothing too much to worry about there, though, yes, the Soroks, even though they're, like, green, are in fact color-coded blue. But that's absolutely fine. Everyone just focus on the E-Looper, because, yeah, at this point in the game, when you're dealing with crowds, Ica can basically carry us. It's not going to be a problem. So everyone just focus on the E-Looper. Lovely. We just try and take out the Looper, because the Looper is an absolute cocking menace. But, yes indeed, fire do consume my enemies, because, oh yeah, Ica is an absolute cocking beast right now. Like, at this point in the game, she is destroying everything with Lambda Burst. It's beautiful. Right, that just leaves the Looper, so hit that with Cutlass Fury. Everyone else just guard, so it might kind of flee before we get the opportunity to... It attacked and got a crit! Wow, Loopers do not do that very often, but there we go. 1,000 damage. Oh yeah, Vise is now mighty thanks to his beautiful, sexy captain's hat. That is just lovely as anything. So, right. Keep on keeping on. Drachma is almost up to level 19, so yes, the team has almost about, normalized at this point to being a very similar level. Ica picks up Pyram, and we get a Wevles box. Boxers are sexy, and Wevles is, a nice high-up spell next to what we've got so far, so okay. Powerful one for Fina there, potentially. And yes, as I was expecting, that elevator does not currently function. But, okay, we might be able to get that working down the line. For the time being, yes, you just need to figure out all of Loco's tricks one by one. So on this occasion, yeah, straight over here, no need to worry about that. And on we flipping go, because, oh, Loco is just an absolute bastard. This dungeon is a pain if you haven't, like, figured out Loco's tricks, damn it. And... oh, now this I wanted to say. We've got an ambush fight right here. You can always tell because, yes, the enemies are facing away from you, meaning I get a free turn that I can do anything I want with. So, what I'm gonna do is absolutely nothing, because last episode, Vi's learned a new move we've not been able to see yet, and this is a very, very nice opportunity to show it off, because Rain of Swords is mighty. It is cocking mighty, but you need, like, 2 turns worth of spirit to do it. So, for the time being, everybody just guard, no trouble whatsoever. With the exception of Drachma, who, like, I gave spirit charge to so long ago and never used. But, like, if you're not doing anything with Drachma, you should use this. For the simple reason that, basically, it's free, get you spirit, get you protected, get you everything. It's just basically a guard and focus in one. It's great. And it's also very dramatic, and seriously, that's a lot of cocking special that Drachma gets by doing that. It's lovely. So, okay. Now, it's time to activate Rain of Swords. Everyone else just stand down, alright? I don't want you to do anything else. And, here we go. Rain of Swords! There we flipping go. That's some anime nonsense right there. So, yeah, like, comfortably double the power of Lambda Burst. This thing is an absolute beast for clearing the field if you need to do that. So, oh yeah, that's lovely. That's just lovely. And Fina gets Pyram too. Good. Fina is leveling up her fire magic. That could be useful as time goes by, especially as we're an Ix attacker right now. Anyway, round the corner, we've run into, yes, another mine patrol. Obviously, we're going to be fighting a fair few Valuan troops down here, so expect plenty of the colour yellow. Blue and silver works against them, so, you know what, let's get some silver magic in play. That's absolutely fine. Though, yes, do also keep in mind, when you use like your special abilities, they are always colour-coded red. You cannot change their alignment by changing the colour of her weapon. And as for Fina, we do have that lovely new Wevles box. We'll give that a go. Let's just move everyone over to, silver and learn a little bit of silver magic. And, okay, I'm glad to be fighting diggers, because diggers can actually drop, yes, a rare item for Drachma. We may or may not see it, I don't know, and, oh, Vice, you are mighty with your captain's hat now. So, okay. I could just ask the Lambda Burst, no trouble there whatsoever. Just to burn all these stupid bastards to the ground. I cocking love it, and yeah, there's your problem with Oika. Once you get into sufficiently powerful enemies, you just can't quite get the kill. And oh, Wevles, now that did the cocking job right there. Lovely, well done, Fina. And yeah, Drachma is almost ready to level up too. We can start leveling up our silver magic in a hurry. And, okay, back to the next room. And this is where, yes, all of a sudden, cocking de Loco's dungeon starts getting even more silly. Because, yes indeed, we're now actually, wanting, potentially, to drop down on certain occasions. Like, I'm going to step on here and deliberately drop down. So now I'm in, like, a slightly different bit of the dungeon. And I want to do that because that gets me the de Loco mail. One of the finest bits of armor we've encountered so far in the game. So, yes, this dungeon is just an absolute cocking mess. But unfortunately, I do need to now, loop back around to an earlier bit of the dungeon. But honestly, that's fine. I accept this with good grace because I'm not passing up the de Loco mail. It's a good bit of armor, damn it. Solid gold armor, you say? Oh no, no. I'll be wearing de Loco mail, though I won't deny it is sad that, while every individual weapon does have its own unique thing in games, you can actually see it being used in combat. Yes, Vice never actually gets dressed up. You never get to see these delightful armors. That is sad. Oh, and you know what? Backtracking was useful because I forgot there was a charmer literally right here. You've got to, double back on yourself to get. 100% walk straight past that one first time. Though sadly it does not cause a Cupid to evolve at all. Okay, back to where we were, and right, time to try and figure this out because bloody hell, I cannot remember, precisely how all this fits together, damn it. So, okay. If I go over there, I'm probably going to drop down onto, this platform. And then that platform would lead me to, clearly, there's going to be, oh, hang on. Yeah, a choice of 3, where if I go for the middle one, that's going to take me to that platform way down bottom and... I cannot remember where that goes. But screw it, we're doing it anyway. So straight through here, and then, okay, just one fight to do before we get to, yes, our next choice. Don't worry about it, it's fine. There's some good loot to be got here, as I'm saying. And, oh, multiple diggers. Right, everybody just guard, because you were facing away from me. And now just lay down Rain of Swords and, oh yeah. Rain of Swords that turns basically any ambush fight into a walkover. It's great. And yeah, just to verify, we definitely want to go for the middle triangle here. So drop down there. Beautiful. I'm genuinely trying to remember if this was like, you know, the right way or the wrong way. And I'm increasingly suspicious that, yes, the center one would have brought me there, which would have brought me to that chest, which I don't necessarily want to miss. So, okay, we need to try and remember to go and grab that later. I think by accident, I've gone, like, you know, the right way first. Like, I've made it to the various lovely, sexy people we're supposed to be rescuing. And there we flipping go. As you may guess from the dress, this is not a sapper the priests are after. Instead, this here is Centime, the lovely blue rogue engineer we were also trying to find. So, yes, indeed, you don't look Valuan. Who might you be? And hello there, good sir. My name is Vise. I'm here to rescue you, and to be honest, everyone else too. We just got to you first. And yes, indeed, sir, we do know your son of hands, and we have been to Arcadia. That's where my wife and children are located. Everyone was okay, right? And yes, they're doing just fine, but you should probably be worrying about yourself, and given you're currently imprisoned inside, like, a slave mine. And I'm okay. I refused to help Valuan, so they tossed me in these dungeons. I've been here quite a while. And more importantly, our new friend's going to be rather bloody helpful, because, yes, he now knows we need to go deeper into the mines, and he knows precisely how he might be able to help us, because, don't forget, the lad's an engineer. Just moseying straight past us, magnificent, and, yes indeed, the elevator. The lad can get it working. Just give him a second to do a tiny bit of tinkering and... oh, Centime, you, sir, are a cocking star. And even better, okay, I like you, Centime, because he's warning us about traps, and on top of that, he says he's going to mosey on ahead and see if he can actually disarm them for us. So, oh, buddy, you, sir, are a cocking star. Anyway, there's literally nowhere we could go but into this here elevator. So now up we go again. Marvelous. And now, hang on, where the cock are we? Seriously, I can never remember my way through this dungeon. Like, you know, it's supposed to be a maze by design, and everyone loves a seed. And that one is vigor. So, okay, defense. Honestly, probably best we give that to Fina. Just anything we can do to help out with, you know, her survivability. So, okay, the path now branches, so if I go this way, we're back into... right, we're back into the room where we dropped down to get to the triple McAjibble, but now we can start going up in the world, if that's where we want to go. So, right, that might let us get back onto the path where we just were, which is potentially of use, if that's where we want to go. A handful more of you stupid losers need to go down first, mind. And yeah, if we're concerned that maybe, yeah, Ica can't quite finish the job with a lovely, sexy lambda burst, then do not forget, we are swimming in Piri boxes right now. Just get Fina to do one of them, though... blimey, it turns out, yes, the Valuan troops are not bad at magic either. Thankfully, they went for, you know, Drachma, the man who basically never cocky dies, so we do not need to be worrying about that. And, yeah, problem with Fina is she's so slow, she generally acts at the end of the match, so in many cases, you know, the people she's planning to attack are already kinda dead. So, okay, as I was saying, yes, I can actually drop down onto here, though. Oh, hang on. Hang on. Would that get me the... wait, where am I right now? Which room am I in? Oh, bloody cocking hell. Hang on, what room am I in right now? And where am I precisely? Yeah, welcome to Loco's maze. I can't remember where I am at this point or which room that is. So, let's just, you know, mosey up in this direction and try and make sure we don't miss any loot while we're passing by. Okay, taking the top path brings me to another elevator. which concerns me, because I think that means yes. Even though I was literally trying to find not the right way, I think I've just found the right way. And seriously, don't even attempt to use that map down in the bottom right. Like, God only knows what that's trying to tell you at any given moment. So, oh yeah, 100%. I've made it to, you know, where I ultimately am supposed to be going, which is where I didn't want to go, so oh dear, oh flippin' dear. And one more fight around the corner. Right, Fina has just learnt Eternity. This is a really, really cocking weird spell. Alright, just to retrace my steps here, drop me back into, yes, the loop where I already was, if you would be so kind. Magnificent. So, right, hang on. Hang on. Right, I believe this is going to be... Yes, that's safe. So now, if I go this way and start going up here, this is probably going to take me to some loot or something, but Flip only knows. So, right, into another fight here. Good, because, yes, we should talk about Eternity. Eternity is cocking weirds. You see, silver magic is actually kind of terrifying, because it basically does two things. Either it brings you back from the dead and, like, you know, cures you and whatnot, or alternatively, it kills you. That's what Eternity does. It's an instant death spell. It's very inaccurate, it's not going to land that often, but if it does land, you just die. It kills an enemy straight up. Now, most bosses are resistant to it, understandably, but if you're into, like, you know, a very large mini-boss, or, like, you know, as a last desperate gambit because the fight's not going very well, it can really turn the tables. So, you know what? We'll give it a go, see if we get lucky. Everyone else just to focus on these guys, so they'll probably cocky and run away before we get a chance to cast it. And here we go, here comes the Eternity, and we stab him with many, many things, and it misses. Then again, his dodge is very high, so I'm not sure whether his dodge counts to, yes, the chance of that hitting. Genuinely not sure, but yes, Fina can now occasionally just completely annihilate someone in one hit. Right, so, back the way we came previously, drop through here, and then drop down the central one onto, yes, this. So now we're going back into the loop that we already did. This is now the only way we've not been. And that brings me back to, yes, this interchange where I can either go, yes, in this direction to re-enter the loop or get to the end, or alternatively, right, go down to the bottom. So this is the only area I've not been into yet, which is good, because, you know, we need to go and get more loot, etc., etc. And there we go, a lovely 3-inch blaster. Unfortunately, I've literally already got one of those. Dear oh flippin' dear. Here we go, this brings us right down to the very bottom of the dungeon, getting me the Loco drill, and yes, this here was most definitely worth, you know, diverting a bit to come and get. Because poor old Drachma has been, you know, suffering a bit in terms of his attack versus Vice. And the Loco drill is not just, you know, a big powerful step up, it's also got a bonus effect, which is, it's got cocking Eternity built in, like we were just discussing. Like, it's not going to happen very often, but just occasionally, Drachma's going to straight up murder someone in one hit, and, oh yeah, it's a damn good arm. Anyway, back to where we were. So yes, this would take me back into the start of the loop, but if I just keep it going around in this direction, this should now take me to what I believe to be the end of the dungeon, where we can get his sapper, okay? It's all gonna work out fine. And there we go, we've made it back here, and honestly, there's a good chance I've forgotten something in this dungeon, but I've got the Loco mail and drill. Those are the two big items. Honestly, anything else I could take or leave, it's all gonna be fine. And, okay, it turns out we've walked straight into Loco's trap. So good, soon, Vice, very soon, you shall die. And when you die, I want you to die slowly. Yes, slowly, really slowly. I want your brains to gush out of your head. Pardon me, Loco. Okay, Loco was enjoying a good monologue, Alfonso. You can't just interrupt that sort of thing. Didn't mean to interrupt one of your intellectual monologues, but I came to tell you that Vice has broken into the mines. And you figured that out all by yourself, did you? What gave it away? Was it the alarm? Maybe it was the sirens. I love these two. They should hang out together more. They're just a brilliant comedy duo. And yes, well, the fact is, he was foolish enough to deliver himself to me. I shall go and dispose of him. And there we go, the cape flip on the way out. So, seriously, Alfonso and Loco just need to hang out together constantly. They're just wonderful as a pair. And yes, indeed, Loco's actually rather looking forward to this because Loco's most definitely got Alfonso's number. You're a fool. The only reason you were made an admiral was because of your family. You don't stand a chance against Devise. I shall kill him. I want him to die. Die! Die! Oh, Loco, you're just the best. Anyway, we've now moved into, yes, a tiny little sub-region right here, and that's pretty bloody important because the door slammed shut behind me, and in fact in front of me too. And yes, we walked into yet another trap. Just a handful of guards need to be taken out here. No need to worry about any of that nonsense. Honestly, I feel like we've been dealing with, you know, this sort of thing very easily this entire time. Though, I should point out, by the way, given, like, you know, Ica and Fina almost never use their attacks, you may as well just have their weapons set to whatever type of magic you want to be leveling up. So, I've moved them over to green, so we can, like, you know, get a bit more healing magic going on. The only people that really need to be, like, you know, the right element to be attacking the enemies you're attacking are Voice and Drachma, because they're the ones actually doing physical attacks, and thus they're the ones who actually, like, you know, cooking matters. Fina is just going to be using magic. Magic is just the element of the magic, doesn't matter what Q-Pill's set to. And Ica, as we've said, all of her S moves, they are fire magic, so it just doesn't cooking matter. You can set their weapons to whatever you want to get the right experience that suits you. Anyway, those guards were definitely guarding, yes, that cell right there, so how about we do that one last, because we want to be making sure we get all of the flipping loot. Glyph of Might obviously going to be very useful indeed, going into the final area of the dungeon, because, okay, hopefully by now you figured out how these things go, which is, yeah, there's going to be a boss. And given there's, like, you know, two separate admirals both swearing they're going to kill me, honestly, the big question is, which of them's gonna try first, damn it? And alright, having done all of the looting, in we flipping go. And as this is, like, you know, the last cell we've been to, would you believe, I suspect we finally found our chappie. And to you, the High Priest, Isapa. And the one and only, I am Isapa. Good, we found our target. So we're on a mission from King Ixataka. We're here to rescue you. And, well, the king knows what I like, sending two beautiful women to come and save me. I've no use for you men, just leave us alone for a while. So, okay, Ica is not impressed with, yes, this guy being the High Priest. But on top of that, he suddenly starts paying far more attention to Fina than to Ica. Aren't you a pretty one? In all my years, I've never seen anyone like you. I believe you're a Sylvite. Am I correct? Yes, indeed. Flipping spot on. And instinct, my dear, instinct. I'm very observant, especially around women. Though, once again, just keep in the back of your mind that he somehow knew that. Still, moving straight on to being a creep again, I could probably guess that goofy girl's measurements. That does it. I know we have to bring him back, but the king didn't say anything about him being conscious at the time. So, oh, Ica's got out the angry eyes. She's properly steamed now, damn it. Meanwhile, back in Loco's monologue room. So, you've rescued a sapper. Very nice. But soon, you'll die. You'll die a horrible death, and you'll scream, and I will laugh. And oh yeah, here we flipping go. I think we might, you know, start to have a bit of an idea as to how he's planning to do it. I've prepared my favourite room just for you. Please, come in and stay a while. Stay forever! Oh, Loco, you're just the best. Still, fortunately, he was kind enough to, like, you know, leave a save point just before his doom trap room. So, okay, spot on. Right, just before we go in, though, do not flippin' forget. We may as well, like, you know, get everyone up to a really, really nice bit of health. So, heal everyone up to, you know, full health or nearabouts. In fact, you know what? Screw it. Visor's magic points don't really, like, you know, do anything. May as well just get everyone up to absolutely flipping tip-top shape. Marvellous. And with that, in we flipping go to the Doom Room. And yes, indeed. I think, you know, you may have seen for a split second precisely what Loco's plan is. I don't get it. Why would the Valuans build such a huge room in these mines and then not use it for anything? And I don't plan on sticking around long enough to find out. Unfortunately, yes, Loco most definitely has a plan. So, you've made it this far. I am impressed, but now you shall die. You will pay for what you did to my precious chameleon. Oh, yes, you will. Because, yes, indeed, as we saw for just a split second, this is Loco's spike room. Obviously, he has a room of spikes because, oh, the lad has got class. Like, you know, if I had the space and the resources, I would build a giant spike room too, because it just screams style. All of the slaves who tried to run have died in this room. Vise, I want to hear you scream, and now I shall have my revenge. Let's start the show, shall we? And unfortunately, he's not the only Admiral to decide he wants to get revenge on me at the same time. I'm being cocky tag-teamed by Loco and Alfonso. And what are you doing, Alfonso, you fool? If you're in there, I won't be able to crush them. And yes, indeed, someone of my stature doesn't deal with filth like you, personally. Antonio II, finish them! Oh, yeah. Oh, flippin' yeah. You thought we'd be fighting Alfonso? Oh, no. He's just brought a bigger war beast to fight us on this occasion. So, yes, indeed. We've now got to take on Antonio II. Bigger, nastier, and now with solid gold armor because Alfonso's just the best. So, once again, yellow alignment, though on this occasion, we've actually got something that works a bit better against this thing. So, okay. As Vise is now, you know, the most powerful member of the team, and we're taking on a strong opponent, best thing we could do now is, yeah, basically just do Cutlass Fury over and over and over again. That is going to be very effective. Ica, I need you to get Vise up to tip-top shape, please. So yeah, just drop a Glyph of Might on to Vise. That is very, very good indeed. Fina, you should never stop using magic, so as a result of that, hang on, where's your Crystales box? Oh yeah, we topped up on those before we left Maramba. So you just try tossing some magic at this guy, and as for Drachma, yeah, go in and get him with a basic attack, though, as I say, almost all bosses are immune to instant death, so the drill will not insta-kill him, it can't. So, right, Ica goes first because that's her entire job, meaning straight away, yeah, Vise is now significantly stronger. Good, 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 good. So, alright, who's up next? And it's Vise himself, marvellous. In we go for a lovely, sexy Cutlass Fury, magnificent. So, yeah, with the right colour sword, with, oh yeah, oh flippin' yeah, Antonio, you buddy, are in trouble. That was one basic Cutlass Fury, but with everything set up right. With the Increm on Vise, with the right element on his weapon, and here comes crit. Honestly, not that dangerous. I think we are well under control here. And you know what? Drachma's still doing a good job too. Like, you know, nearly 500 damage on him right there. That's just marvellous. So, okay. Just to keep up the pressure, Ica, you just drop a basic Sacred Crystal on anyone who needs it. That's all absolutely fine. Yeah, Fina, you just keep dropping the lovely Crystales box on him as well. But honestly, I feel like we've mostly got his number already. Like, yeah, this is not a difficult boss in the slightest. So, okay, we're going in for the second lovely attack there, and he's already nearly dead. Like, the captain's hat is a cocking monster of an item. That's why you do a fight as difficult as Rupee the first time you're there. Because, oh, the reward is spectacular. And you just attacked Drachma, didn't you? Terrible, terrible idea. You should not have done that. That was just, you know, not a good call. Right, going for one more Cutlass Fury. And honestly, I think that's good enough. Like, that's absolutely fine. Everyone else just guard. I'm not sure what else he can do. So, poor old Antonio didn't even get off any of his special moves because he's got those. He's got, you know, an upgraded version of Thunder of Fury that we saw right at the start of the game. But, unfortunately on this occasion, oh, Alfonso, you did not bring a powerful enough war beast to deal with me. Loco was right. Alfonso is lagging behind my power. And on top of that, right, Drachma now hits level 20, so just because of the way leveling works in this game, characters who fall behind will eventually catch up. It's all going to be fine. So, right, Ica's now got Sacres, which is good. We get a Moonberry as well, but unfortunately, nothing else particularly of note. And instead, unfortunately on this occasion, oh dear, poor Antonio II is rearing up and not being very happy. What are you doing? No, not this way! And as Alfonso attempts to escape, unfortunately, he gets crushed underneath his own war beast. Oh, Alfonso, you're just the cocky best. Serves you right, Alfonso. You got what you deserved. Oh well, I guess I'll just have to skewer all of you. So yes, indeed, Loco decided, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to crush everyone in the room. If that crushes Alfonso, I'll deal with it later. No one's going to mind that much. And honestly, he's probably right. So there we go. The spiked ceiling starts moving towards us. The crushing room starts crushing, but then it stops. Because as it turns out, we're not being crushed. What? What's going on? My traps have never failed to me before. Crush them! Crush them! Crush them! And Admiral Loco, someone has tampered with all of the machines in the mines. They're all malfunctioning. And there we go. Loco starts malfunctioning once again, which is what he does when he gets too upset. And as a result, in just a moment, down he goes, falling unconscious. So please, sir, snap out of it. Also, I love his shoes. You don't get to see his shoes very often, but he's also just wearing really fancy boots with curled toes on them. So seriously, don't ask me to explain to Loco. No one can explain to Loco. And delightfully, Alfonso is still here. We can't, like, you know, stab him to kill him or anything. Instead, we can just go up to him and he will just comment, why do these things always happen to me? And obviously, as we mosey outside to the elevator, yes, indeed, I think we know precisely who saved us. It was Centime who managed to sabotage every single machine in the cocking mines. And that brings us back to the start, though. Okay. A know for a cocking fact, there's a moonfish in here. And I've walked straight past it, haven't I? Right, hang on, I need to go find the moonfish. Oh, and not just that either. So, right, remember that very first elevator we saw literally right at the start of the dungeon? Yes, once you get the power back on, you can go back and use that. And that gets me a free moonberry. Okay, I'm swimming in moonberries right now. Then again, you know what? I have been using some of them recently, so it's not so bad. But, okay, seriously, this place is a cocking maze. Naturally, of course, the moonfish is located literally at the bottom of the dungeon, as deep in as you could go. So yes, right by where we got the Loco drill, at the very, very cocking rear, that's where it is. So, right. That took a while to get back to, I'll admit. Okay, and with that collected, yes, the fastest way to leave the dungeon is, in fact, deliberately step on a trap panel and get teleported back to the start thanks to Loco's convenient minecarts. Marvellous. Okay, now we can cocking leave. I mean, I say now we can leave. I kind of noticed on the way out that, there's still clearly, like, slavery going on. Like, you know, there's Valuans holding swords, looking menacing, ex-attackers doing slave labor, but okay, like, apparently we were just here to get those two guys out and nothing else. Still, for the time being, back down the mountain, let's get back to the boats. Step 1, head northeast, we're going back to Horteka. After all, while we're passing by, we may as well go check in with the people we rescued. So number 1, Centime. And there we go inside his engine room, the lad is looking very, very happy indeed. This is hardly an adequate expression of my gratitude, but maybe you could make use of this. You received 1 twin propellers, a very powerful upgrade for my boats. Because yes, right now the best bit of equipment I've got in terms of dodge and speed, the bore-up kit, that is 10 and 30. So, okay. Scrap the armoured deck in favour of the twin propellers. 10 dodge, 40 quick. So, right, that there, very much worth having. And on our way out, Younger Hands is so grateful, he's basically saying he'd like to come and work on our ship one day, and, okay. Not much we can do about that now, but, maybe just try and keep it in mind for later. If, like, you know, we ever need an engineer down the line. And with that done, head due north straight back to the King, where a sapper is waiting for us. And I thank you for saving a sapper. Yes, indeed, thank you for rescuing me. I'd love to thank you two ladies personally. But sadly, I must return to my priestly duties, but it was nice meeting you. And not so fast, you need to tell us about the lost city of Rixis, okay? That's why we kind of did all of this. And that's right, sorry I completely forgot. And very well, I shall pass on to you the secret of the lost city that has been passed down in my family for many generations. And it turns out the secret is, the great bird with its wings spread and the kneeling golden man will open the way. And that's literally all we're cocky getting. And what do you mean that's it? We have no idea what you're talking about. And to be completely honest, I don't know what it means either. You need to solve for this on your own. Unfortunately, Fina might just have an idea. The great bird with its wings spread and the kneeling golden man will open the way. I know what it means. The great bird with its wings spread and the kneeling golden man are probably somewhere on this continent, and indeed she's right, they're discoveries that we need to find dotted about. Find them, we can find the way to the lost city of Rixis. Though unfortunately, yes, as we've already discussed, Ixtaka is a fairly large bloody continent. Like, you know, this thing is bigger than the entire starting area, with Pirate Island, Shrine Island, all the side areas where we started, etc, etc. All of them put together smaller than Ixtaka. So, yes, this here is possibly one of the game's most fiendish bloody puzzles, and you really do have to think carefully to figure this one out. Now, the bird, fortunately, is not so bad. In fact, we've already cock-king seen it. But on this occasion, yes indeed. We need to start paying attention to the orientation. The bird is facing, hang on, let's just line ourselves up to it here, pretty much northwest from, yes, this pool of water right here. That bird is pointing at the ancient city, but we're going to need to find the golden man to complete the coordinates and find the right spot, because, as I say, Rixis is actually quite bloody large. So yes, from here, basically in northwest direction, somewhere in this sort of a location. The golden manor, however, is significantly harder to find. To get that, you're going to need to be paying very close attention to what the game's been telling you, because a golden man was mentioned to us back in Horteka. Alright, Tika said he saw a golden man to the north of that village. So if we just go north from Horteka, we can find our second discovery. Though I'm gonna be honest, it's difficult to locate even with that information, because I'm pretty sure, hang on, he's somewhere, there we flipping go, he is right here next to the king's house. So he's bloody difficult to find, but yeah, if you just go to Horteka and then head due north, you'll get pretty close by to him. And just like the bird we saw earlier, there's something set in the statue's eye socket, which immediately we're going to be tearing out, because why not? And okay, the guy's pointing, yeah, something like northwest-west. So, simply draw a line in that direction, intersect it with the bird over here, and our target is going to be somewhere about here-ish, but even then, you've really got to kind of, you know, finger in the air. It's a bit difficult to figure out, damn it. So okay, just a mosey on the top, and yes, head into this lovely set of mountains and see what we could find, because it's somewhere in here, and I'm probably not going to find it. Never mind, there we go. Right cock in there, hidden in the mountains, that's probably my destination, and Rixis, gotcha. But just finding the gates is not enough. Because yes, indeed, if we just mosey inside here, here we flippy go. You may notice there's two weird coloured eyes. One in gold and one in blue. So, over on the left, next to the golden eye, there's an indentation just big enough to fit a gem. So how about we slap, yes, the golden jewel right here. So it matches, yes, the eye on the main gate. And then over on this side, next to the blue eye, we slap in the blue gem from the bird. So just finding this is not good enough. You can find it really early. But yeah, if you haven't found the two supporting discoveries, you can't get in. And there we go. With that done, the skull turns round, and Rixis becomes available. Mag-flippinificent. Though don't miss, by the way, yes, in the starting opening area right by the city, there is, yes, another charm just hidden about, so make sure you don't miss that by mistake. And come on, Cupil, you've been a cone for quite some time at this point, and oh, there we flippy go, he's now a sword, though Okay, I'm gonna be honest. Even with that sword in hand, yeah, Fina is, not very good at attacking. Just don't attack with Fina. Though, yeah, at this point her will is just embarrassingly higher than Ika's. Fina has become very mighty when it comes to, yes, the magic attacks. So there we go. We have now got ourselves the entrance to Rixis, the ancient city where the Green Moon Crystal is held. Though, yes, it may be, you know, ancient, lost and abandoned and whatnot, but the technology inside it is actually pretty bloody advanced, as you may notice from the wibbly-wobbly teleporter elevator McGibble that's floating right in front of me. So, yes indeed, Rixis has, let's just say, a handful of surprises for us. It might not be entirely what you're expecting, but I would say, having defeated 2 Admirals for the price of 1, how about we call it a part there? But next time, we are jumping straight into Rixis, which, yes, as I say, might contain more than a few surprises for us, and seeing if we can track down the second Moon Crystal. So hopefully, you join me for that. But in the meantime, I've been John, this has been Many a True Nerd, and this has been Skies of Arcadia. Thank you very much, and goodbye. If we just hide the bodies, nobody needs to know about this. Yes! My stupid plan has worked! It turns out I'm a genius! The giant rad scorpion is not gone! Oh, hang on, there's more yet though, I'm still being very shocked. Guys, where's the NCR? Nobody needs to know.